Hello and welcome. A Try&Fly finally again unprepared. I did reactivate my old PC again. I haven't been unprepared for quite some time, but there had been quite a few updates to airplanes that I had bought for it. Since I have installed prepared 4.5, I did a complete clean of the system. So most of my aircraft were deinstalled from prepared version 3. And I haven't actually installed many of them over the past 10 months or so. Now I've realized that there are a lot of updates available for, and that's what we're looking at today, the Qualitywings 787-9. I guess it matches quite well with the video that I did on X-Plane for the MAGAT 787. Yeah, you can't really compare the two, as you will see in a moment, but yeah, it's Qualitywings. Actually, what I wanted to do was the TFDI Boeing 717. That was my original plan. By the way, we are in Corona lockdown here in Germany, in Bavaria. So I am not allowed to leave my home unless I go for shopping, for food, doctor, and something else. So I'm already in here for a couple of weeks, working from home. But yeah, this has sort of escalated again due to the coronavirus. So I'm now doing a video, and I wanted to do the TFDI. And as it turned out, they were probably doing some server maintenance or so. I was reading some server tickets on their website, TFDI's website, and it looks like they were redoing or moving to another server. And apparently it seems that many people can't start the TFDI now because it wouldn't activate. It is validly activated. I went on the web page and there it's okay. But unfortunately in the simulator and in this add-on manager, or what's it called, TFDI design add-on manager, it's not activating. I can't log on. So something is amiss. Yeah, and therefore I decided to pick up the Qualitywings and have a look at it. The thing is, I haven't been flying with these aircraft for a long time. The TFDI as well as the Qualitywings. When I had the Qualitywings installed last, it was in prepared version, I think it was already 4. I think it came out for 4. Yep. It had a couple of issues and bugs in it, and I flew it once. I think I did one video about it, if I can remember correctly. And then somehow, after the cleanup of my system and the complete reinstall of everything, I just didn't touch it. So I'm pretty new to it in a way, because I haven't really been using it at all. So I'm going to wing it a bit in the tradition of Try&Fly. Oh, by the way, let's stop the pause here. I'm going to wing it. What you can see is, by the way, GSX version 2 in Munich is one of their demo airports. So in Munich, I have all these people walking into my airplane. That only works in Munich, I think, and maybe some other airport in the US. I'm not sure, wherever the demo areas are. So I haven't bought this option, because for me this is money not well invested. I don't really want this kind of stuff. So I wouldn't spend another. Oh, it wasn't that cheap actually for GSX. So in Munich I can watch what it looks like, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the Qualitywings. I had to actually tune down my settings a little bit. So I'm using now a tuned down setting that I have for VATSIM, because airplanes like the Qualitywings and also the PMDG do actually put quite a strain on my old computer. This is an old setup. You will find the specs in the video description. And I realized, especially when I fly on VATSIM with vPilot, performance drops drastically. And I can actually go beyond or below 10 frames in stages, especially when there is clouds and all that. Because this is such an old rig, I think it can be forgiven that I have reduced the graphics settings, and I can actually show it to you. It will work also with higher settings. It will look better than actually 2 because I don't have as much crackly lines as I do now. But if I want stability for something like online flying, I need to actually reduce the settings. I can quickly show you my graphics settings because you're probably going to ask anyway. So I'm running with 2 times SSAA. I could go to 8 times MSAA, but actually it isn't much difference. The only setting that really produces a almost no crookedy line thing is the 8 times SSAA, and the performance is abysmal when I do that. And I run with 2K textures. Now that depends a little bit on your sceneries and your aircraft. I'm not sure if the Qualitywings has 4K textures, but 2K will do nicely on my rig. So this is basically what I have here. FXAA is off. FXAA beats performance for some reason. Okay, so when we look at the world settings, they are kind of in the medium to low range, apart from the mesh resolution. And yeah, usually medium range here. So this is the lighting. You need to have dynamic lighting on, otherwise certain things won't work. And that's the weather settings. Cloud coverage density is maximum, but the draw distance is only 80 miles. But that's fine actually. In prepared, weather depiction is so much better than in X-Plane, and especially if you have something like Active Sky producing your weather. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's get into the cockpit. Now this is the cockpit. It is quite a nice one, but it is rather dark when you don't have the lights on, and I can show you this by turning off the storm light and generally bringing down, whoops, yeah, it is 12 o'clock during the day, so it's midday, 12 o'clock, and that's what this looks like here. Now I guess you can change it maybe a little bit with the lighting, but as you can see, my let's turn bloom off. Actually, I don't like bloom. It usually messes with the displays. So the brightness is relatively high. Okay, but the cockpit is full daylight. It's really dark. That's my impression. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, or actually what's the time. Maybe we need to change the time. So according to the time preview, as you can see, we are at 12:55 p.m. So that's 1 o'clock. I wonder though what time of year this is. This could actually be a reason for... Let's check the season now. It's summer, it's day, it's 12:25, and for some reason here in here it is really dark. I mean, it's much brighter outside. Here's the passengers, but it is really dark inside. So the first thing I do during the day is that I actually turn on the lights. You can turn on the dome lights, turn up the master brightness, yeah, and then you have a somewhat day-like looking cockpit. So I'm not sure if there is anything that I could do different, but well, there you go. So I'm quickly checking the... Okay. Checking my axis. Okay. Yeah, I had been doing all the setups. Okay, seems to be fine. And I actually do have the GoFlight hardware connected. Yeah, I do have a profile for that. It seems to work, although I don't have displays for some reason. I'm just checking actually the settings. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I obviously haven't set up everything yet. I'm just getting the radios, at least one set of radios set up. Okay. Right. Let me quickly check that the main knobs. For some reason, it's not working anymore. I just had it working. Now it's disabled again. I'm telling you, this is going the whole day when I was setting up this airplane. Things kind of got lost, changed. So let's do that again then. We are back. Okay, now I can turn it again. Yeah, it's in prepared. For some reason we jump 200 feet instead of 100 feet when I use the hardware. I have no idea why that is, but it's annoying to say the least. Okay, so I'm going to save this. This is, by the way, this is the GoFlight interface tool that I'm using. What about the heading? Yeah, see, it goes in double, and I haven't yet figured out what causes this. It's annoying because yeah, I need to then correct with the mouse if the values are not what I want it to be. Yeah. All right then. I don't have a checklist ready. I'm not sure if there is one. But what you do have here is this big and that has, well, yeah, wow. There are loads and loads and loads of options here. Not bad. Copy aircraft payload. So it's taking the current values. Alright then. Copy aircraft fuel. So that is actually quite high. I think we can reduce this to much less. Yeah, we don't really need that much fuel because we have so set the fuel tanks. Alright. So that should, oh, that's all in pounds. I guess possibly we can change this somewhere. So let's see, what's the menu here? So we have a menu called videos, documents, terminal charts, pilot utilities, data load. None of these work, they're blue. So if something is blue, system page, ident page, route entry, and route charts. Yeah, so not very much. But we can do terminal charts, and I think you need to enter the name of your airport, your departure airport. How do you enter it? Enter. Is there an enter? And the destination is, you can't use the keyboard, the normal keyboard of your computer, it seems. So we're going from hard to read EDDM to EDDM. Show altitudes doesn't work, so none of these work, but complete works. So let's do that. And then we can actually bring up SIDs. That's interesting. Chart source. I wonder what that where these come from. Very nice. Chart clip airports, route setup. So the SIT we want to go on is the Anchor. Okay, this is an old AIRAC. The Anchor 9 Quebec it should be. So they construct charge from this, but that's not real charts. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we seem to have an old AIRAC. I guess I have to check if there is. Oh yeah, not bad though. Not bad. Okay. So let's go into the menu again. Here's the dispatch menu. We just have been in here, and then is the performance menu. Oh yeah. Wow. Hide keyboard. Aha. So let's see if I remember what we did in the MAGAT on X-Plane. Let's see how much of that applies here. Airport search. Search ident. Yeah. EDDM. Search ident. It's Munich. It's set. So that's for takeoff only. I wonder if it has also calculation for the landing. The MAGAT didn't have that. I'm not sure if that is actually part. We're going to leave on 08 left as usual. The conditions are dry. Our wind, I don't think is yeah, our wind. How do we find that out? How do I find out? It's calm weather. Let's see if I can find this out here. I went on the clear skies, alright. I could now customize this, and then it's clear, no precipitation, wind speed none. That would mean that we have actually 0 with 0. So that is actually what we have. The OAT is 15 degrees as usual, and QNH is 1013. Alright. The takeoff weight is in pounds. I need to see if that can be changed in. So thrust rating will be whatever optimum is. Flap configuration, let's start with 10. These can't be used. 08 left, 15 degrees. The calculate button is still missing. Show landing. So landing is possible. So we don't have a takeoff weight yet, which means that I would need to go to the dispatch and see if we have the total weight is 388,106, so 388,000 pounds and yeah, 0.1. So let's go here and let's enter this 388,100. Now I can calculate it, which tells me that we have a flaps 10 departure. Acceleration height is 1500 feet, 08 left with takeoff gross weight of 388,100 pounds. The maximum would be 560, so we're fine here. Percent N1, 85.2. Select temperatures 58 degrees, that's the flex temperature, I guess. And flap 5, takeoff 2, Y5. Is that what it suggests, or let's see? So it suggests 5, so we take 5, which gives us a V speed of 137, V1, then rotation is 139, and V2 is 144 knots. What happens when I do send output? I can, yeah, well, there's only the option to send it to the FMC. Ding, ding. Very nice. That doesn't work in the MAGAT, I think, and the MAGAT doesn't have the landing yet. That is very nice. Yeah, so we're going to look at that when we're up in the air. Nice, nice. Like it. As I say, I'm winging it here. It's try and fly, okay? Don't expect me to know everything there is to know and all that kind of... This is... I'm going to make mistakes. Rest assured. Just for your purists there. That sometimes send me these comments. Right, so let's have a look at the next thing. That's the FMC. So let's go to init ref. Let me see. We haven't yet aligned. I'm not sure where the settings for this airplane are. I guess I need to find that out too. Let's see. Index. Ident. So let's see. This is 787-9 with a generic Gen 1 B70 engine rating. This is a General Electric, I suppose. AIRAC 1805. Yeah, I haven't updated the AIRAC yet. This is what comes right after the installation. April 26th, May 23rd, 18. Yeah, okay. So that's old, but that's okay. It won't hinder us. Our reference airport is Echo Delta Delta Mike. We're actually at gate 1 or at position 185. Let's see. Yep. Nope. It doesn't know what to do with that. So let's clear that. But there's an entry. We are at position 185, but it doesn't seem to know that. Okay. Set inertial position. Yeah, it's I suppose that that is the correct one. Yeah. If all three show that, I guess we're fine. I go to the route and I enter Echo Delta Delta Mike. To Echo Delta Delta Mike. The runway will be 08 left. Flight number is test 1. Oops, where did the 1 go? Test 1. I can't. Can I? No. I cannot override the flippin' flight number if I made a mistake. Are you serious? Oh well, anyway. So I suppose you could now load the route request probably works. So if you have flight plans stored previously or with the help of some tools such as SimBrief Downloader and the likes, I haven't done that, then you would probably be able to get the route loaded automatically. Now let's go to the next page and let's do the usual thing. It's Akini, Ostis, and BAMTA. Alrighty, then let's go to departure. The departure is via the 08 left, anchor 8 Quebec. No transition. This is like a Boeing. This is like a Boeing direct DM770 anchor Akini Ostis BAMTA. Jawohl, that's nice. We arrive ILS 08 left on the BAMTA 3 Alpha arrival transition Mike. Okay, let's have a look at that in the next page. There's no discontinuity. It also has the missed approach procedure, which ends up in Mike. And we might as well have a look. Yep. And I haven't yet programmed any keys, so I will have to do this with the mouse. Let's now put this here and then have a quick check. Well, let's go to the next page. Do I need to? Oh, I'm probably not in plan mode. So let's go into. Are we on plan mode now? Now we're on plan mode. Okay. Yeah. So let's go through the steps. DM779, anchor, Akini, Ostis, BAMTA. I wonder what that corner will look like in this machine. Rose up, Bingo. It looks good though. The way it draws the lines look pretty good. Bingo, Tusto, Landu, anchor, no, Mike, and then the transition via MAGAT, where we need to be at 5,000. Yeah. As you can see, my frames fluctuate currently between 29, which is I limited it at 30, and 25. So far for what I do with it and the age of the PC and the relatively restricted resources, it's actually quite a good value, and it feels smooth anyway. I hope that the recording is similar. Alright. Route looks good. Yeah, the route looks good, so let's go back to the route. Let's activate it. This is probably waiting your doors. Yeah, Shift 2 will bring you the usual Qualitywings carbon lighting on. You can even choose the color. Yeah, we can have a look at that later. It will bring you the usual L1 closed door, L4 and L1. Alright. Why don't we just close all the doors? Alright, cargo doors and so on. Shift 2 is that window. Shift 3, by the way, gives you this display. Shift 4 gives you this display. This is all the displays. So they're separate. This is the FMC. You can pull them all out. This is the radio unit. So see if my hardware works. Yes, my hardware does work with it. That's good. Yeah, 112.8. You can switch through the various frequencies. That's HF, SAT, CAP, GPWS, weather radar, and the transponder code I can set here, and at the moment it's, I guess, still in standby mode. I need to find out where that is. So that was Shift 8. Shift 9 is the EFB. All of these could be also externalized outside the simulator. And I think that's basically it. Yeah, electronic flight bar is the last one. How do you close? Ah, yeah, there's an X to close it. Right, so let's finish this up. I activated it. So next is the performance init page, 388, 61, 0 fuel weight, the reserves, let's say 4,000 pounds. Performance init request is not working. Cruise altitude, flight level 200. Cost index, I'm guessing here 35. Fuel, freeze temperature minus 37. The CRG is 28. I'm guessing that this was set up, but I don't have to do anything here. So we're on the performance page. Let's go to the execute. Let's go to here and let's try a 45 degrees. Takeoff 1. 100.9. I have no idea if that is a lot or not. Takeoff. Okay, the wind 0 to 0. Can you enter that here? Yeah, no, it doesn't take that. Not sure what you need to do here. I can't tell you everything. You just know when something is active, it's gray, it looks like a button, otherwise it's this blue stuff. So you could actually change thrust reduction and altitude and things like that. Error messages here. So you can actually clear the messages. They would come up whenever there is a new one, and it says now here FNC pre-flight complete. This is actually quite easy. I didn't read one page of manual, and I was able to set it up because it is pretty much like a Boeing FMC. So it's one of these where you have to find the click spot. Find the click spot. Doot, doot, doot. Okay, right click and left click, by the way, is used. So let's try and get all these lights off. That's usually what I do. If I don't know, I'll just turn them all on. Right click, left click, right click. So the nav light is on. Let's turn on the beacon. In a moment we're going to push back. I'm going to turn on. Yeah, and I think we also have the center tanks. See if these lights go off. Have we got something in center tank? Thought there was. Maybe not. Okay. Oh yeah, I reduce. Maybe we didn't have anything in the end. This is the anti-ice. It stays in the auto position, so it does everything for you itself. So turning the packs on, outflow valves on. This is all going to be automatic. I'm not sure what this does. I can hear ventilation now. Alright. Most buttons are coded, not all of them. There are the odd uncoded button. There's nothing up here. There's the lights. Okay. Looks good, doesn't it? So let's put the parking brake on. And let's get pushed back with GSX. I see there's still a door open. That's a weird thing because I thought I had closed them all.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Oh no, it's still open. It looks like it doesn't want to close.
Locking gear.
Now. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's here. He went through these two Qualitywings. External units. The APU. Have I actually started the APU? Where do I see that? Where do I see that? Nose to the right, tail to the left, please.
Departure check completed. Bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Oh, there's a checklist. Okay. Let's see. First I... Alright. Zoom doesn't work. I need to change something in... chase plane for that. Okay. So...
Release parking brake.
Map. Menu. So we can turn on the weather later on. Traffic. URL. FIR. Okay. Cool. And here is all the stuff. Electric. The APU is actually on. I have started it, so we're fine. That means I can get rid of the external power, which is here, and I disconnect it now. Yes. Hang on. Right then.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay. Start at will. Let's see. Where are the starters? Where are the starters?
Ground to flight deck.
Why all these pressures?
Go ahead from cockpit.
Cleared to start engines.
Roger. Clear to start engines.
Well, it looks like
both engines.
Okay, starting engines.
you can start both engines. Well, why don't we do that and see if that actually works? I'm not sure how high you have to go if you click immediately. Sounds like nice sound. Auto start. Alright, in the meantime, let's set the heading to 080. Oops. Alright, then the speed. Speedy Gonzalez is... where was that? That's in it. No. Index, yep. Takeoff. Is it not here? Index. Performance. Thrust limits. Takeoff.
That's parking brake.
Oh, we are on the second page. 144. Set the parking brake.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
So, 144. Oh, he wants confirmation. What? That's new with GSX. Can't remember that before. So how do I do that? So I think I need to go into the menu and confirm good engine start. The altitude, we're going to go through to flight level 200. Again, I'm just winging it here, but as you can see, so far it's going pretty well. Fuel in center, recirc.
Unlocking gear.
The recirculating fans are apparently off. Where are they? And the TCAS is still off. And we had checklists. So let's bring the checklist up here. Oxygen. Ooh,
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain. We'd like to add our welcome aboard today's flight. We're just finishing up our last minute paperwork, and once we've done that, we'll push back. We're estimating an on-time departure. In the cabin today are some of our finest flight attendants who are there for your comfort, but most of all for your safety. So we ask that you give them undivided attention.
Standard reject procedures.
Once again, thanks for flying with us.
Part via the SID.
Sit back and relax, and I'll update you on our progress.
In the event of an
once
emergency
we're
return, we'll coordinate with ATC.
I think he's given a departure briefing here. Ooh, nice one.
Air traffic control company.
Okay, anti-ice is not required. The recall, where is the recall? It's this here. Checked. We just have the TCAS off. We need to turn it on. The auto brake is in RTO. Flight controls. Yeah, the flight controls. Let me see. Full up. Center. Full down. And the rudder. Full right. Or full left. Whatever. And center is checked. Ground equipment is clear. Let me check. Is it? Yep, it is. Oh, I like the checklist. That's a nice one. Okay. Before takeoff is the next one. It's just the flaps, which, by the way, we said we're going to use flaps 5. Did it go to flaps 30? What was that? Whoops. Okay, axis and switch do not work harmoniously with each other, apparently. Right then. Taxi light. Yeah, where is it? There. Is it on now or is it off? That is hard to see. I think it is on. it is. Alright then. So I'm going to steer with the, I think with the yoke. I think that's how I had set it up. Right then. I'm not doing much. It's already starting to roll. Let's give it a wee push. Let's undock the window. That's actually quite handy for me because I have both. I have a navigation display, a small one, and I have the PFD, the primary flight display, on top of it. That's actually quite handy because I don't need to. I can actually use views like this, and I would still be able to see what the aircraft is doing. Very nice. Oh, we're getting quite fast. Let's increase the speed a wee bit. So let's quickly check one thing, and that is go to the task manager, and I'm going to check. So with OBS, Prepared is using 74% GPU in these settings that I have, and 33% CPU, which is quite good. If I increase the anti-aliasing, it actually, yeah, well, it will not get, it will not make it better, let's say. Oops, I think we lost momentum here. Yeah, these are big birds. In the simulator, it's very hard to actually steer properly from inside the cockpit. You just don't have the same view and angle and so on. It is actually easier to do that. So this view helps, although it might not be realistic, but it helps. Right, flight director 1 is on. Well, let's turn the second flight director on as well. That's the statistics. Now I'm a bit surprised that you can't bring the display out by clicking on it, but yeah, well, that's just the way it is. We're getting fast again.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
Ground speed is 19. Using the brakes here. Well, the steering is actually not too bad. I wonder what it will be on the runway then, how straight it will stay. But so far, it's making a good impression. Parking brake. So the TCAS is still off. We need to find where we need to turn it on. Let's see. So, what is this here? This is the cabin interphone. Aha. Speed dial door 1, 2. That's interesting. PA call. I'm not sure what all of that is. So, Captain's TCAS above. I didn't. So where do I now turn on the transponder? How do I do that? Okay, let's see. Menu, Transponder. Captain TCAS above, norm below. Ups relative. Transponder status, left or right. That's the ident. PA call. So, yeah, I shouldn't have messed here. No idea what that does. Ah, there it is. TCAS is on. Let's see. What about the traffic? Here's the. God, it's hard to see. Traffic. Okay. And the weather radar is on. And we can switch this to terrain. Nice one. Okay. I can brake off, then I'm going to arm the auto throttle, and I wonder how. Aha, there's this. Usually, when there's a screw like this, that's usually how you set the takeoff power. At least in PMDG, that's the way you do it. Well, actually, I quite like it. It's really smooth. I can see that compared to my initial version that I had with all these little itsy bitsy problems that I had, I hadn't had really a look at it since then. I need to change my keys for the views. They're not in line with what I usually have. This is really smooth now. We really have done a lot of work on this. This is great. Really feels quite good. Well, we shall see now on the route, but yeah, I am somewhat like it. Right then, yeah, takeoff. So I'm pushing up the power a bit, and then I'm pressing this button, and the takeoff thrust is set.
Thrust set.
Ooh, I have a co-pilot.
80 knots.
Check.
Checked.
Like the sound. Engine sound. I'd been flying in a 787 already,
2.
and it sounds, yeah, sounds realistic to me.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Does it do it? No. That, by the way, is the sound of the trim. Following the flight director, LNAV, VNAV. And, oh nice, I really like it. Where's the autopilot here? Autopilot.
Autopilot on. Flaps one.
Autopilot in command.
So, flaps 1. You can see the speed flaps up. And here it's following our route. I think we're still in plan mode. Let's switch this. Yeah. So let's turn off the terrain and activate weather again.
With that flight underway, I'd like to once again welcome you aboard. I'd also like to offer a special welcome to our Quality Club flyers. You'll be earning valuable miles on your flight today. If you're not a member, please visit us at qwingsend.com.
This is not too loud.
Meal and beverage service in both first class and coach. In coach, beer, wine,
But I guess in a
takeoff checklist.
with the debit or credit card.
Oh yeah, the after takeoff checklist.
In-flight entertainment available on this aircraft includes audio, video, on demand, as well as Wi-Fi.
Yeah, landing gear up.
Free of charge. The flight attendant will be coming
Flaps
to
up.
the house with complimentary
Landing
breakfast.
checklist completed.
Now we invite you to sit back, relax,
So
and
what's the
enjoy.
next one? That's the descent checklist. All right. So it's quite a climb, but yeah, so far pretty good. Let's put it on standard. Frames still above 25 to 29.9, so pretty good. Okay, we don't have bad weather, we don't have clouds. Yeah, in just checking the priority of the. Yeah. In prepared, you lose the sound focus, unfortunately. Yeah, that's nice. So we're turning towards anchor. So I wonder how you get back this big display that we had here. So let me try and fix this here. So what happens if I turn this off? ND. So if I put the ND also on the left one, not only on the right one, it makes it the double size. Okay. And I can have it center on the airplane. Very nice. Quite realistic. Okay, I can see already interesting things coming up here. The famous BAMTA corner already looks well. So we're climbing relatively fast here. Okay, the aircraft is probably relatively light. I wonder how it is when it's full. Okay, now let's go back here. Let's go to the performance. We're here now on the landing performance. Show landing performance. Again, we are going to select Echo Delta Delta Mike. Search. Alright. We are going to land on runway 08 left again. The condition is still dry. The wind is still 0 with 0. 0 with 0. The outs 0 0 0 with 0 0. Okay, OAT is 15 degrees and the QNH is 1013. So we do category 3 flap config. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's try 30. Reverse config. No credit, whatever that means. Spoiler configuration auto, and the brakes we're going to use auto brake 1. And no, it's not 18 right, it's 18 left, isn't it? Okay. So we need to figure out how much weight we have left when we are at the airport. So let's go to the init ref index approach. Well, I guess we'll be using the odd pounds. In fuel, I would say we arrived there with 381. I'm doing this a little bit earlier than we would normally do this, but Let's say 38100. 38100. Yeah. The VREF ado. Shouldn't it calculate that for me? VREF at 5. Ah. Okay. Will you just take it or will you ignore it? Well, then ignore it. Yeah, well then. Hide the keyboard. Copy FMC data. Yeah, this is still not right. We are landing on 08 left. I don't know. With the wind, I'm having trouble entering this here. With 1 knot. Ah, alright then. Is it done? AI config. Anti-ice is off. Calculate. Hehe. Okay, auto brake 1, 8500. Nice. Copy to the FMC. Send output. Send to FMC complete. So this is what it calculated for us. Accept. I like that. So the VREF is 143 with flaps 30. And okay, now comes the interesting bit again. Where will it go? Where will it go? I don't like this circle here. I guess I get prepared to do a direct. Interesting. It's going direct bingo. It left out the rose up and the other thing. Well, that's not the worst way to treat this. I've seen far worse on this corner. Oh, 10 degrees. Heading goes in 10 degree steps. I'm not sure why that is. It's a bit, yeah. Okay, we set auto brake 1, I think. Let's go auto brake 1. The APU is still running. Ah, that's okay. We leave it on. I'm not going to bother turning it off now. So what is our fuel consumption here? And by the way, I think I need to... We need to get to 150. Yeah. So I have to press the button. Well, I mean, I did increase the bank limit from auto to full, but it seems that we have. Are we on full? I think we are. Well, it takes quite a. Yeah, but it's a fast aircraft. It flies with 322. Oh my God! I just realized that is a little bit fast. Let's see if and how we can change this. Performance. Let me see. No, that's not what I wanted. VNAV. Econ cruise. Mach 0.60. Execute. Let's see. Yup. 280 something. Well, having had the Magnite in X-Plane and comparing it with this one, this is a real Boeing. This has really improved massively since the first time I had it in my hands. They have really done this perfect now. No hitch, no nothing at the moment. Everything is working as it should. Really like it. This and the PMDG airplanes would be a reason for me to take out prepared on a flight from time to time. Yeah, now this could become a little bit nasty now. I know that one from other aircraft. What I want to do is I'm going to go direct to stall to ease up the turn, because what it would do now is most likely it would try and hit Bingo. It would probably fly over it, but the angle is bad, so it would then meander, and possibly it will not hit Bingo properly, and then it would start getting all over the place. Yeah, so I don't want that now. That's why. So top of descent, for flight level 150 is that here? I thought that we should already be down. No. That's interesting. It lost, because it probably lost the context of the arrival route. So normally this should be flight level 150. Yeah, okay. So me deleting waypoints has not helped it. That's okay, but so I'm going to can I speed it up, altitude intervention? Let's see, how will we do that? Transfer, what is transfer? Exfer. So how do I get it to... Nope. Alright. Okay. Let's do a flight level change. Let's see what happens.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check that your seatbelt
Recall
is securely fastened.
is checked.
Prepare for landing. It will be necessary
Notes
to collect all
checked.
service
Auto
items,
brake
as well as any
1
other items you wish to
set.
discard, such
Landing
as
data VREF. Question. VREF 143. Minimums 200. Approach briefing is completed. Next, the approach checklist. Now this looks a bit odd too, but I'm guessing next one is then Mike. So I'm going to bring down the altitude to our 5000 and let it then automatically descend to 5000 for MAGAT. Let's see what it does. see what happens if I switch it back to VNAV, because we're a little bit below. So yeah, it would then bring up the speed again. That's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Why is it doing that? Descend at 304. Execute. But it works. It works. You can set the speeds. Fine. Yeah, and that's prepared, and Orbix sceneries, you get the kind of fuzzy textures. Yeah, that's something that Orbix introduced. I didn't have that with the default scenery. You have to set. I have to set this the prepared process, prepared exit process to high priority, because otherwise we would end up seeing no textures at all, because it would not reload and not refine the textures. Get really fuzzy. So we're almost on the vertical path. Yep. I actually never turned on the landing lights. I just see. Okay. Should have done that. Let's do it now before I forget again. Okay. Yep, we're on the vertical path. Or does it nicely automatic? I need not to intervene here. And it does it right, even me messing up things a little bit around Bingo. Messing with the flight plan, I mean. Didn't really get completely out of whack like other airplanes I've seen. When you mess around in the flight plan in the FMC, it might end up not knowing where to descend then and stuff like that. So that seems to work fine. Let's check again the legs. So Mike 5,000 or above, and MAGAT 5,000 or above. Really? I thought we need to be at 5,000 MAGAT, because otherwise we might have a problem with intercepting the landing, the ILS. I will just see. So it's now reducing a speed to slightly below the up speed. And obviously, because everything is working so nicely, I will actually make
Approach checklist.
an auto land. Approach checklist, we've reached, no, we haven't reached 5,000 yet, have we? Well, we can do it anyway. Altimeters, you know what? I'm going to bring it out of standard and just realize it's still on inch. 1030. Okay. Next is the landing checklist. Wonder how you arm the speed brake. Go to see. Can I arm it? Ah, now it's armed. Alright. So we're below 10,000. This might actually get a little bit. Yeah, I'm not overly happy because it looks almost as if we're not going to make. Let's help it a bit with the descending, because I think we are a tiny bit too high. We need to get to 5,000. That will not work out, I think. That's a pity. Let's try and get slower. Because by getting slower we might actually help it a bit. We're on the vertical path though. Nah, maybe I shouldn't interfere too much. The speed brake isn't really overly helpful. Not really doing that much. Okay, flaps 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed position. Ensure all portable electronic devices are turned off and stow all carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their original position. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to arm the approach mode. Oh, you need to come down, boyo. It's not good. Because we are below the glide slope. That's going to cut it fine. See what it will do if we are above the glide slope, because, well, interesting. Here it looks like it's okay, but here it doesn't look okay to me. But it might still be able to make it. Helping it a little bit with the speed brakes. This is not going to work out well. Nope, we are too high. That is not good. I am not happy with that. We've got the localizer. Well, we're not going to catch the glide slope. There I have to intervene now. So I let it align itself on the localizer. And then we need to going to slow it down now and try and get it down. Okay, speed intervention. that's going to be a manual landing. Now that didn't work out too well because I think it shouldn't have been 5,000 or above. It should have been actually 5,000 and at MAGAT, and that's exactly what happened. It did not descend enough because it was not forced to, because it considers it above, which is okay then if it's 7,000 feet, but in order to intercept the glide slope, there is no way that you can do it like that. So we need to somehow, I think I've armed the, have I? Let's see. Now it's armed. Okay, are we getting closer? We are. Yep.
2,500.
So. We are on the glide slope. Now let's see if I can reactivate the autopilot.
Autopilot on.
Autopilot in command.
Yeah, it is. So I repaired it for him. We're full flaps, gears down. Yep, that's the landing checklist. Next is the shutdown checklist. All right, flare is armed, is it? What does that say there?
Landing checklist.
Land 3. Okay, we've got the land 3.
Land 3.
Okay, got the flare and something that I can't read. I think it's roll out or something. It is almost unreadable, but I think it's the roll out. Yes, it's roll out. So that's basically auto land now. So we got it back on track, but I told you it's too high. You need to be at 5,000 at MAGAT or you will have difficulties intercepting the glide slope. And usually in Boeings and other aircraft, if you're above the glide slope, it will not intercept. It will not try and catch it. I mean, a couple of millimeters, that's one thing, but if it's too high, and we were too high, it will not try and intercept the glide slope. It will always want to do it from below. So it will hit the glide slope from below, but not from above. That's exactly what happened here. So I have to remember that. Yeah, I should have known when I saw the A beside the 5,000. 5,000 or above.
400. 300.
Performance is still fine.
Minimums.
It's great.
Minimums.
I mean, you can see the crackly lines, all the flimmer, but that's the price I pay with having such a old and not that powerful PC, but
50,
I can still fly
40,
with this thing.
30, 20.
For
10.
online flying, this is fine. And reverse is on, auto brake active. $80 knots, 70 knots. We're going on manual braking. And I'm going to take the next exit. That went really, really smooth. I don't know what the landing rate was, or I'll see it when I edit the video. Very good. And we have landed in Munich. I'm not going to bother to go back.
For the next few minutes, so please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain turns off the fasten seatbelt sign.
We'll clean up,
At
bring
that
the
time,
flaps in,
please remember to check around your seating area, in the seat pockets,
set the parking
and overhead
brake,
bins for all personal belongings that you brought on board.
and
Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted during flight.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Right. The Qualitywings 787. Wow. Really nice. Really nice aircraft. And wow, yeah, I wonder how it will be when I go on a longer flight with it. But this has definitely now convinced me that I want to try that. Definitely. Because it really feels like a nicely rounded package that you have here. By the way, you not only get the 900, you get the 8, the 9 and the 10, I think. So 3 sizes of 787 in one package. I haven't got any liveries yet. It's just the standard liveries from Qualitywings. And again, if you don't have that low graphic settings that I have, the quality is actually quite good as well from the outside modeling. Yeah, you can see these new types of Boeing engines with the shark teeth. So yeah, very good. Yep. I'm glad that I actually bothered installing this again and going through the hoops of setting it up, also with my hardware and all that. Always takes quite a long time. And I have to tell you, my first flight, after at least a year since I've last flown this, went completely smooth, setting it up. No big deal. I may have made some small mistakes, but there was absolutely nothing that went wrong here, apart from it being too high. But that was something that has to do possibly also with the old AIRAC. This could actually be the old AIRAC, because this is 1802, and it may be that it's different now in the later ones. I'm going to check. I'm going to update the AIRAC with Navigraph, and then I see if I get the same 5,000 or above in the approach. But nothing that I wasn't able to counteract, and I knew that it would happen anyway. I had an idea, so I was prepared for it. Right, that's the Qualitywings 787. Nice. Another nice Boeing. Wouldn't it be great if we have that on X-Plane? I would really love that. But let's see, maybe Magnite surprises us with some fancy work. They are planning on a new FMC, which is probably a bit more towards this year. We shall see. And also proper navigation displays like this one here. I think that has to go hand in hand. Otherwise, it will always remain an X-Plane default. But this here is a very well worked out package in the meantime. Really like it. Okay, that's it. Until next time.